Real motion getter. Stay in motion. Gonna keep that motion. We gonna stay on top. $1 million nigga. $1 billion nigga. This is not no cap talk.
Motion Mondays, weapons of mass. Y'all know what it is, family. Hey, I gotta get better with my YouTube vocabulary because, boy, you're supposed to use specific words or you can't use these weird words, right? And, I gotta get better with that. But what's up, y'all? What's up, man? Dreamwise here for another one. Yes, sir. Motion Mondays. We're gonna get it in. Now look. Weapons. Now tomorrow I'm gonna do a weapons decoded. And it's gonna be off the chain. And I know a lot of people are believing what they're seeing is, a movie about powers that be taking souls or eating people or adrenochrome and all that other stuff, right? But it's a little bit more sinister, a little bit more deeper than that. And I'm gonna break it all down tomorrow on my Patreon. I'm gonna give it to the Patreon family because this is one of them classics. This is one of those. And essentially, if you really want to see it, hey, just stay tuned because hey, channels, downloads, spirit came through crazy. So that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow on my Patreon. What did I call it? I called it weapons decoded. Fuck it. Weapons decoded. I probably called it something a little bit more strange. You see the title right here, Rise in Innocence. But yeah, maybe I did call it Weapons Decoded, whatever, right? It was a good movie. It was one of those that, you have to watch as a spiritual being. And something that really caught my eye was the play or the understanding of what this world is, essentially. You feel me? And how deep the rabbit hole goes. So the director did a great job. And in a occult science understanding, I'm going to give y'all that breakdown heavy. You feel me? Because a lot of, the people that are reviewing it or explaining it, they're doing that common sense thing. They're not really giving you a detailed breakdown of what is actually penetrating in your subconscious mind. That's what I'm going to give you. See, a lot of people are thinking is this. Let me show y'all. A lot of people are thinking that weapons is about, let me see if I can get it right. A lot of people are believing that weapons is about this.
A porter at the Royal Children's Hospital. He would go into the hospital and take dead bodies out of the morgue, and they would take the dead bodies on a boat, and they would do SRA, satanic ritualistic abuse, and they would have sex with the dead bodies and drink the blood. And they would take live children out there, supposedly. Allegedly, if you scare the kid and you create the adrenaline, once you drink the blood, it supposedly has anti-aging benefits.
So, y'all, that's what Monsters, Inc. was about. Remember Monsters, Inc.? They would scare the kids, and after they scare the kids, they would get this liquid out the closet. It was about the adrenochrome and how they torture and rape and molest our babies and then kill them and take their blood. And here you have a video of a man saying that they was actually doing this to alive babies too. So this is why I'm like, y'all don't understand, like, the hospital, that serpent, right, with the staff through it, that's literally them trying to invert and kill off your symbolic for the Kundalini energy, which is your spine, right? Which is the most powerful.
Shout out to the goddess. Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with that. And well, you know what I'm saying? The humans are going to believe it has everything to do with that. Oh, the eating and stuff like that. The ones that know, the ones that can see, weapons was a little bit more strategic, a little bit more clever in the aspect of pushing a certain idea into the lexicon of a human versus a spiritual being. Human versus spiritual being. So I'm gonna break it down tomorrow because again, I get it. Like the surface level stuff is what people want it to be about, but the real message behind it was, you know, an occult science and an occult understanding that we have to understand within ourselves. So I'm gonna give y'all that breakdown tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Look out for the video. It's real detailed and thorough, and it's one of them long ones, Patreon family. So when y'all see that tomorrow, just know that Dream put his foot in it, and it's channeled information. So it's not something I'm making up. I'm just telling you what it is from the spirit world and how far the rabbit hole goes in the aspect of what spirit gave me. You feel me? Like even look at my cover. I'll give y'all some clues right here. Hold on, let's see. My cover could pop up. Boom. Look at my cover. So everybody, and you know I'm the only one that said this. Everybody is looking at this cover and saying, okay, what is these people doing? Oh, is it the Asian dude, the little Asian kid, you know, running like that? Oh, look at the kids doing that. But it's actually, when you look at it, you can see the kids are all pointing up in a particular way. You feel me? And look, and in this symbol that's pointing up, it gets deep and strange in the lexicon of impregnating your subconscious mind. So I can't wait till y'all see it, baby. I was gonna drop it yesterday, but I said, nah, you know what? I'll wait. So I'm gonna drop it tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Patreon family. So be on the lookout for that. What's up, family? What's the deal? I see y'all in here. Yes, sir. Turn up time is turn up time. Motion Mondays. And again, the movie was good. It was you could watch it, right? I didn't really, you know, I didn't see what the big deal was, but the deeper meaning behind it is something that we all got to gravitate towards in our soul's journey, because there's something real strange about the director, how he put the things together and how everything laid. And I'm breaking that down tomorrow. Then feed your spirit some high vibrational information that's going to help you understand yourself better and start to move in a space of empowering yourself, getting high on self, right? And moving in a space of power, love for self, strength, courage, right? And that's why I do these Motion Mondays, because I want to give the family energy, right? All of this is about energy, the energy inside of you, right? And you invoking a certain spirit based off of you are in control. The mind is all in the universe is mental. So in order to control your universe, you must control your mind. And in order to do that, you have to be consciously strong and ready, equipped for it. You feel me? And that's an important feat as well. Let me show y'all this Facebook post I just seen. This dude, he breaking down the algorithm real good. Let me see. Okay, let me share this one time for the family before we get on my Instagram feed. I thought it was good in the aspect of, you know, giving the family the understanding of what's actually being fed to them spiritually.
Want
to
to understand what the ultimate goal of this thing is. I'm going to paint it to you because they never needed to control you. That's a common misunderstanding. It just needed to become familiar enough to be mistaken for instinct, because most people think the algorithm is made out of code, but it's not just code. It's made out of you. I want you to understand that. That's the deepest thing to get it. Your hesitation, your contradiction, your late night flicker between pleasure and pain, it records all of it. Not because it's smart, but because you are predictable. You're not the user, you're the source code. When the tech billionaires are talking about improving the algorithm, they're not talking about better AI. They're talking about you. You're talking about you becoming faster, needing less, clicking more. The algorithm doesn't monitor activity, it monitors ambivalence. It doesn't reward clarity, it feeds on delay, it feasts on confusion. I want you to see what's going on. It watches what you pause on, not what you love, not what you finish, not just what you flinch at. What you can't explain, but still scroll past 2 seconds too slow. I want you to see what's going on. I want you to see what's going on, because that's where it finds you. The algorithm is a mirror made out of your survival response. It doesn't reflect what you want. It reflects what you'll obey. It learns your obedience through chemistry. I want you to see what I'm talking about. Your dopamine loops, your cortisol spikes, your serotonin withdrawals, your oxytocin bargaining. It uses your chemical bias like a scent and teaches the machine how to hunt you. It teaches the machine how to hunt you. It then sells it back to you as urgency, as intimacy, as self-discovery. You're not discovering yourself online. You'll be rerouted back to the most monetizable ache you have. I want you to see what I'm talking about. The feed is not personalized. It's parasitic. You think you're choosing, but you're metabolizing what keeps this system alive. I just want you to get it. The algorithm doesn't have to punish you because you'll do it yourself. You'll do it yourself. The algorithm's not founded in artificial intelligence. It founded in spiritual recursion. It's your nervous system rebranded. I want you to see what I mean, because soon you won't call it the algorithm. You won't. You'll call it instinct. You'll call it alignment. You'll call this healing someday.
You'll call it synchronicity, baby. You'll call it synchronicity. Yeah, damn. Okay, shout out to the God. Yeah, he was dropping. Understand that our feeds are feeding us, especially with these automatic responses of us just scrolling and being oblivious to what's being impregnated into our minds, right? So it's important to challenge yourself to move off of that low vibrational stuff and feeds that doesn't serve you, messages that doesn't serve you. You feel me? Some of y'all are just holding on to people's feed or people's friendship or whatever it is on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff because you knew them back in the day or whatever, right? If they putting low vibrational shit up there, you do not need to see that every day, because it's a constant reminder of impregnating you into the old self, but you're trying to become a new. And in this new, you got to feed yourself the right response. I don't follow nobody on Instagram, nobody on TikTok. You feel me? So now all of a sudden my feed is stopping on stuff that we gonna feed ourselves on these Motion Mondays with. You feel me? Positive, high vibrational information that actually serves me for the better. And you don't want to just get rid of it completely. You want to use it for your benefit, but you got to be able to have the willpower, the strength, the Heru to say, you know what, whenever I click on this app, it'll make sure it feeds me some positive shit. Regardless of if I'm mindlessly clicking on it and this automatic response is happening to me, it's going to feed my nervous system some positive, high vibrational messages that's going to serve me for the good. That's going to wake me up and get me back into alignment with consciousness, back into sync, into the flow, into the rhythm. If I'm having a bad day, that's going to be a pick me up. You feel me? Very, very important. I just went to the store. I came from the gym and went to the store, and I ran into one of my old coaches at the store. I was like, oh shit. Damn, what's up, Coach Johnson? This shit was crazy. It was random. Like, I ain't seen him in a while. Right? Cool. And we, catching up and everything. And he was telling me, he had 5 more years to retire. You feel me? He said, yeah, I got 5 more. I'm retiring. You feel me? And all that other stuff, right? And he said, yeah, when I retire, I'm gonna go back home to Miami. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, because he got a house out there. He's from Miami. He used to tell me when I used to work with him, he used to tell me, because I did a long-term sub thing with him for a year at PE too, crazy. He used to tell me he would catch Spirit on Friday after school, catch it, go to Miami Hurricane game that Saturday, and then come back that Sunday, and the damn ticket would be $100, $120 or whatever, round trip. I said, damn, so you be having a whole weekend, Cole. You used to do that every Miami game. Crazy shit. Anyway, it was so random that I seen him in the store today. So I went in the car. I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, oh, okay, Coach Knight. Boom. I started driving home. I said, wait a minute. I'm going to be in Miami this Thursday. I said, what the fuck? I said, oh, shit. I said, wait a minute. I'm going to be in Miami this Thursday. This random coach I ain't seen in goddamn 12, 13, 14 years. Run into him. I said, what the fuck is that? I swear I was blown away driving back. I said, hold on, what? That shit fucked me up driving back home because I'm like, oh yeah, that synchronicity, baby, that spirit. I'm literally gonna be in Miami this Thursday for my birthday. Hey, 23 guy, baby, go down. You feel me? Thursday to Monday, Miami. I randomly see this nigga in the store today. Nigga, I was fucked up driving home after I thought about it. I don't know. I didn't think about it in our conversation. I'm just talking to nigga. I started driving. I get to the light. That shit. I said, what the fuck? Hey, if you don't know, nigga, we live in a holographic universe, baby. This shit is a mirroring effect. I'm like, dog, what is that? So now I'm just blown away. I was just like, God damn. So just understand, right? You're in sync. Here goes. You're in sync with what you're feeding yourself. You feel me? Sync. This book is mean. Sync. It tells you why the birds fly the way they do and how everything is synced like we're in a big ass video game. Sync. You're synced into a program. So Coach Johnson coming to me, we seen each other in the store. He from Miami, born and raised in Miami, played college football in Miami. And I randomly see him, right? I worked with him for a year. And I'm going to Miami this Thursday. You gotta know that is not no damn coincidence, my nigga. I ain't seen this nigga in over 15 years. I could have lost. I said, I'm driving home. I'm like, wait, what? Nigga. So look, what you're feeding yourself is going to be in a reflection back to you, right? So what you're putting inside your system, inside your spirit, is going to reflect in the outer world. So yeah, we've been planning this trip to Miami, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Getting prepared for the Miami trip, babysitters, all that other stuff, right? Looking at different spots in Miami. Sure enough, Coach Johnson pull up the door. I see this nigga at this grocery store. I didn't even know he stayed on this side. This nigga in A-Leaf, he teaching A-Leaf. I'm in Richmond. Chaos in the blood, baby. Hey, you know there's something strange going on when you see that. So I was fucked up this morning when I seen that. I said, damn. And you know, when you see them spiritual messages like that, sometimes it do throw you off and fuck you up. You be like, oh yeah, I'm in alignment, baby. I know it. I know that's something. I'm in alignment. So now, for the family, I want you to understand that, you know, what you're thinking, these thought forms, what's on your head heavy, is going to reflect to you because you're giving your spirit, your subconscious mind, the play, right? You're running the play. You're giving the genie what you want, whether you're unconscious of it or conscious of it. So now you keep on rubbing the lamp with low vibrational shit. Sure enough, low vibrational shit is going to keep on showing up in your world. And you're going to be thinking like, yeah, I just knew it. I already knew it was going to come up. Well, yeah, you knew it because you impregnated yourself with it. Reverend Knight got a story in there. He said in his book, he said, well, let me read it to y'all. Because I can't remember. Hopefully I can find a chapter quick. Let's see. because we've been on this whole. What did he say? You are what you feed your mind. Is it this? Okay, boom. Yep, it's this. Let me read this story to y'all real quick, and then we're going to get into our Instagram feed, Motion Monday. There's a story I'd like to tell you of a hot dog vendor who sold very fine hot dogs by the side of the road. His business was booming. People loved his hot dogs, and they bought more and more. The man believed in his business and the need for someone to do what he was doing. This man was so busy advertising and selling his hot dogs and making lots of money that he didn't even have time to read the newspaper or listen to the radio. Didn't have time to read the newspaper or listen to the radio. That nigga was in his bag, in his own business, in his own world. No time for distractions. No time for these aliens coming in November, pulling up. These 7-foot alien niggas. What? Consequently, he never heard a word about a predicted recession or the need to cut back to save the economy. As long as he continued to offer his delicious hot dogs, his customers bought them. He kept selling and they kept buying. He didn't know nothing about no recession, no cutting back to save money. The economy is going down. Money is scarce. You better hold on to your money, right? He just was in his own world, making his own plays, selling his hot dogs. Then one day, his well-educated son told him that an economic recession was coming. Well-educated son, you gotta watch them goddamn masters and all them people that watch the news and shit. They'll fuck you up. His son told him that people wouldn't have enough money to buy his hot dogs. His real son, but S-U-N, he's striking his consciousness too. His son inside. By word, by thought alone. Watch this. And the hot dog vendor believed this, so he quit advertising. Damn, he believed his son so much, and he quit advertising. He said, all right, well, fuck it. They're not going to buy them, I'll stop advertising. He quit trying to sell his tasty hot dogs. He started ordering less. He even went so far as to take down the sign at his roadside stand. And sure enough, people stopped coming to him. People stopped buying his hot dog, and he went broke. Then he thought to himself, man, how smart my son is, predicting all of this. Chaos in the blood, baby. You're making it up in your own mind. You are making it up in your own mind. It's you creating the reality that you're seeing come forth. You're doing it. The only person you need to blame is the man in the mirror. Listen, hey, I know it's hard to swallow. Yeah, you were trying to blame your baby mama. You trying to blame your mama. You trying to blame your job. You trying to blame your coworker and shit. Nope. It's just you, nigga. You're going to have to blame yourself. You're going to have to look in the mirror and challenge yourself. Challenge them thought forms that keep on messing with you in your own mind. You feel me? Everything in life comes from the ideas in your mind. Reverend Ike. So understand these ideas are planted seeds that are going to grow and sprout into reality. And all you're doing is investing in an idea that's not real. Causing yourself pain, baby. Chaos in the blood. So I want the family to understand this to the core, right? I want to challenge the family today. Hey, I know you might be feeling bad. It might be, a disgusting feeling. Somebody might have cut you off. Somebody might have pissed you off. But I want to challenge the family to try to move into, or not try to move into high vibrational thoughts about yourself. Say good things about yourself. Have gratitude for just walking. Be thankful that you can speak. Be thankful that you look good. Be thankful that you got food today. and just move your energy into a more high vibrational position, so then you can rid that low vibrational shit up out of you and start winning out here. Hey, go guy, yeah, that's me. All right, let's get this Instagram on. Thank y'all for playing. Okay, DG mindset. This
finding
been
itself
on the tear.
and getting up on this branch, and now it has a fear of the unknown. It has a fear of the uncertainty. Why? Because it's trying to stay as a caterpillar, because it knows if you become a butterfly, now it can't exist anymore in this identity, in this scarcity, in this limitation that came with the caterpillar. So that's why you have the fear. This is why your fear is the portal. If I have a fear, I know I got to step towards it, because every time that I take a step towards that fear, I'm moving closer to becoming the ego, protecting a part of you that needs to be let go of.
That's good. There's just the ego protecting a part of you that needs to be let go of. Okay, cool. I did a reel yesterday on the demiurge. Essentially, I was saying like these human urges are essentially, the human urges are your emotions as a human, right? And the things throughout the day that kind of knack at you and pick at you and cause you to feel a particular way in this human vessel. What we're doing when we do our chakra work is we're ridding ourselves of the human emotions, so then we can be God on earth, right? And get out of the demiurge draw, but move into a more higher mind of thought. You're not going to kill off your ego, which is the demiurge. You're not going to kill it now while you're on this earth. So you might as well understand it to the core, right? And when you understand that you're just basically observing ego, is something I coined observing ego, which is you just observing your own self, right? From a point of view that puts you in the driver's seat of your human vessel. So it's basically you looking down at your body and understanding how to move, or understanding what you actually need to rid yourself of these particular emotional draws. So a good thing a lot of the families should be doing when they do feel frustrated or agitated is breathing. Y'all know it's a tough thing for people to swallow, but that breath work is going to help, especially if you can observe what's happening and then not react. And instead of reacting, just breathe through it, and then have some kind of mind to understand why you went through that particular situation. Breathing in through your nose, holding for 4 seconds, breathing out through your mouth. Remember, breath is spirit, so that's a good thing for you to practice, right? If you are in these kind of emotional battles. Obviously, you want to get into your chakra work heavy. I can't stress that enough, because again, until you do your chakra work, you're not going to be illuminated. You're not going to get out of the 7, which is the 7 chakras, and get to the 8, which is the soul star. Because what's going to happen is things won't bother you as much. You know what I mean? You'll start to be in a space of observer mode, right? You won't be so judgmental. You won't be so angry at the world. You'll just understand that, okay, everything is a lesson learned, and I'm moving through this space and time to learn myself more. So yeah, that's a very, very, very important. Let's keep it rolling. Shout out to DG Mindset.
You are the only person that thinks in your mind, and you create your experiences. And just for this moment, I want you to catch the thought you're thinking right now and ask yourself, do you want this thought to create your future? Now, because we think so quickly and the thoughts just go whizzing through our minds, it's not always so easy to begin changing our thoughts. You can start by editing your speech. Begin to listen to what you say, and don't say anything that you don't want to become true for you. There are literally billions of thoughts that you can think, and infinite numbers of things that you can say. Pick thoughts that create nourishing experiences for you. You are the only.
That's so important to choose the more high vibrational thought, the thought forms that's going to serve you. I was talking to my mama. She was coming from church yesterday, Sunday, and she was just telling me about the church and everything like that. And Yolanda Adams, she's doing her church or whatever, right? And all that other stuff. She be at the church or whatever. And she was telling me one of my homeboys is still there. And look, mind you, I ain't been to church since I was 14. Like, I've been here and there. Like, maybe in my 20s, I went to Higher D probably 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Just to kick it with my partners and shit. But that 14, 15 off of that shit, heavy. So anyway, she was telling me that one of my partners is still at the church. I'm like, God damn, this nigga been at that damn church for damn near 25 years. God damn. You know what I'm saying? And she was telling me he's a bodyguard of the reverend. Like, you know, them bodyguards. I said, Mommy, what you talking about, a bodyguard? She like, you know, the people that walk in with them and we all got to stand up and clap and shit. I said, oh my God, them pastors are hilarious. Nigga, our pastor, I remember that shit. And I used to be a big, grandioso song would happen. Jumping on, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then everybody will sit down. And all of a sudden, this nigga come out the front, the main doors, like he just Jesus walking in, not looking like he a rapper and shit. Got 3 men on this side, 3 men on this side, and he walking down the lane like and everybody got to stand up. I used to be, what? These pastors, boy, that's just some crazy ass shit. That ego, nigga. And then, you know, they looking fly or whatever, and they was untouchable, nigga. 3 bodyguards, and everybody had to stand up and clap. My mama used to get up and clap. The pastor in. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, man, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? What? Why I gotta get up in here? I'm telling you, shit. I thought I was supposed to get up for Jesus. Now I gotta get up for this nigga? God damn. Anyway, the mindset the pastors have to have, because you gotta be a real kind of into yourself as a nigga, walking with 3 bodyguards and have everybody stand up in the church. 500 people standing up. What kind of mindset you got to be in to have people, nigga? Let's say I did that at one of these conferences, I'll be laughing at myself the whole time. That shit'll be funny than a bitch. Like, you got to be somebody different to have the mindset to say, I want all these niggas to stand up for me when I come in and clap and praise, and I'm coming to deliver this word to you, you damn peasants. Chaos in the blood, baby. So, you know, that's an important aspect to understand to the core, because, you know, like, to think of yourself so high that you got 3 bodyguards walking you in, and they not even bodyguards, they're just the tallest men in the church. Walking you in to make sure you get to the pulpit or whatever, and you deliver this word to God. Now, look, you know, some of ego-driven shit, but that's what we're talking about also. Some of y'all might need some of that energy. Not that energy, because that's some kind of Kanye West ass shit. Some of y'all might need to just pick yourself up a little bit more, though, and start thinking yourself a little bit higher. You feel me? With positive thought forms into your mind, because again, them positive thought forms is going to create you, put you with confidence, right? We're reading the Mind Control 101 book in the Patreon, and the whole thing is about body language. So far, we're in the body language section with the NLP and stuff like that, and how important body language is for your own spirit to move into a space of power. I did a whole video on body language back in the day where I talked about, hey, I can't make it up. If your body is not in alignment, 80% of communication is from your body. And that 80% communication is going, I need you to understand to the core that body language is everything. Trust. You know, you can speak all them words you want. If you're speaking them like this with your head down, you're literally putting yourself in a negative position. That it don't even matter what you say, them words is gonna affect them words ain't gonna affect nothing, because your body is speaking of low vibrational energy or trash energy or sadness or depression. And listen, family, I'm gonna just reiterate. This tomorrow, Weapons Decoded, this thing is going to be off the chain. Listen, Patreon family, y'all going to want to see this. Tomorrow, you see the body language they're in, right? Just wait until I break this down. Y'all going to be like, oh, this nigga is... Y'all going to think I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm going to be like, oh, okay. Yeah, Dream, you different. Hey, and listen, and look, I'm just giving it to the Patreon family. Maybe I'll give it to YouTube in 2 months. I'm giving it to the Patreon family first, because I don't need nobody biting off the shit once they hear it. They're going to be like, oh, shit, that is it. Hey, I'm just telling you what it is. You know, I put my foot in this video. So when it drops tomorrow, Patreon family, just be on the lookout and know that I literally went ham. All right, let's keep it rolling. Shout out to what's the guy's name? She be going hard. I can't remember her name. Shout out to her, white lady.
In other words, if you said, universe, I could sure use more money, there's very little discord in that vibration. And if you offered that sentiment often, and until you came to expect it, so that your words naturally morphed to, universe, I certainly could use more money. I certainly expect more money to flow to me. Expectation, more money would begin flowing to you. But when you say, universe, I know that there's this incredibly large, understood by almost no one, pile of money sitting over there, and I would like it to come into my pile. The vibrational discord is so huge that you can tell by the way you feel when you talk, come into the arena of hopefulness, that mostly you don't expect that even as you offer the words. And we've never known anyone who could hype their words up enough to make that vibrational jump. Universe, you could make it up to me. You could give me this jackpot and you could make it all right. We say it doesn't work that way. You've got to be chronically over here in the vibration of well-being. And when you are, the universe will say, well, here's a way, well, here's a way, well, here's a way, well, here's a way. When you're in the vortex, this I did, this I did, this I did, this I did. And it is not inconceivable. In fact, it is completely conceivable that when you hang around in the vortex and you're feeling tuned in, tapped in, turned on, you could be inspired to stop at the 7-Eleven and inspired to the timing of the ticket and inspired to buying the ticket that is the winning of the lottery. But you've got to be in the vortex to do that. And you don't do that just all of a sudden. You got to get in the vortex. The vortex has to be familiar to you. And the thing that's so interesting about that is you tune yourself to money's flowing to me in abundance. It comes in as fast as it can go out. I have no need for money. Money is flowing in. It's like air. I breathe it in and I breathe it out and I breathe it in and I breathe it out and I breathe it in and I breathe it out. In and out, in and out, in and out. It just comes to me naturally, you see. You got to get into the vortex. And then the vortex gives you everything that you need to figure it out as you go. In other words,
Abraham Hicks, man, Abraham Hicks. Yeah, they kept on showing that black dude, though. That black dude was jolly than a motherfucker. Black dude was just smiling at Abraham Hicks. Just, God damn, Mother Mary. Now, she right and exact, though. You know, you got to be the thing. So in this vortex that you're creating, essentially ideas and channels and information will come to you just randomly, all the time, especially if there's some. So when you stressing and worry, right, you're causing yourself to deteriorate from inside, and essentially you're going to keep on stressing and worrying because, again, you're saying this is what I want, so let me keep on creating this stress response. When you're playing ping pong with your mind, worried about the future and still dwelling on the past, ping pong, bing bong, bing bong, ping pong, right? Back and forth, back and forth. You're essentially telling yourself that you're not in what Abraham Hicks calls it, the vortex, or not in a space to receive more based off of you're thinking too much. You feel me? You got to relax. You got to let this thing go and let it flow. Everything's going to come to you. There's a good book. David Hawkins, Letting Go. David Hawkins, Letting Go. You feel me? You know, you already know, like every time you be like, damn, I let it go and then I won. So now you just got to get out of your own way and start letting it go more. Remember, relax more and try less. Neville Goddard, relax more and try less. Because again, when you are in the space of relaxation, essentially you're telling your spirit, your subconscious mind that, oh, he's already it. You feel me? Let me put him in this idea. Let me give him this idea, right? Boom, you get the idea. Oh, yeah, I can run that play. Through what? You run the play through inspiration, in spirit, motivation, that good adrenaline feeling, right? Where you're like, oh, yeah, I got to get this off. You feel me? Because you're in spirit. You're excited about it. Instead of like forcing some kind of action. That damn weapons video I did, I watched the movie this weekend. And I did the tape. I was excited. Oh, channels. Boom. I went to sleep. Channel. Boom. There you go. Boom. Nobody, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's saying they don't know what the cover is or what these kids are doing. There's obviously an arrow. The kids are the arrow pointing up. Telling you, I went crazy in this decode. Y'all see it tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Patreon family. Y'all see it. They're pointing up. It's the whole thing. See, with that whole adrenochrome shit and all of that stuff, that's what the surface dwellers and the humans are seeing. That doesn't have nothing. That movie didn't have anything to do with eating human souls and that whole kind of aspect of this aspect of gaining the kids to get more energy and to get more life and stuff like that, and to look younger and shit, right? And the melanin and all of that stuff, right? You feel me? There's an aspect of that does exist, but what the movie was actually showing was something a little bit more deeper than that premise that we gotta all understand to the core within ourselves. So I'm gonna break that down tomorrow. Y'all be on the lookout for that. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Adrenochrome. Okay. Yeah, boys here. Hold on. Let's get it right. StreamYard. Let's get it right. What you on, stream? Shout out to Abraham Hicks.
You cannot be both poor and rich in consciousness at the same time. You cannot imagine wealth for a few minutes and then spend the rest of the day worrying about bills. That is divided faith. You must fully identify with the end as though it were already true. This is what faith truly is. The unwavering conviction that it is done, even when nothing yet confirms it in the outer world. Make this practical. Tonight, before sleep, create a simple scene that would imply your wish is fulfilled. Perhaps you are holding a letter confirming that your debt is cleared. Perhaps you are sitting at a table signing documents for your dream property. Whatever the scene, keep it short and vivid. Feel the satisfaction of it. Loop that scene until it feels real, until you can no longer distinguish between imagination and reality. When you wake, carry that feeling with you. Walk as though it is done. Speak as though it is done. So this is not pretending, this is creating. The outer world is a reflection. And once you assume the end in consciousness, the reflection must change. If you hold that inner picture and refuse to abandon it, the world will conform. It has no choice. Because the inner state is the cause and the outer is the effect.
That's good. Shout out to Neville Goddard with that message. Look, so now just understand that there will be uncomfortable moments when you are becoming something new. So you got to still keep that same strong picture heavy, because you know what happens is your world is trying to change. The physical world is trying to change. You might lose your job, but it's good because again, you're becoming somebody new. You said you want space to become free. So now you working, thinking there's going to be a logical way to get free. Boom, you lose your job. Boom, you meet a random person. Boom, so you got to boom, that random person puts you on a play. Boom, you know, you get into play or whatever, right? This is chaos. Chaos is just a potential energy. So if you're trying to conspire to make this thing a logical pursuit and effect, that's never going to work that way. You know, it never worked that way. It always goes like this. There's always something strange that happened, and then, oh, I got to my goal. So you got to let it go and understand that the uncomfortable moments are going to happen, and that's okay, because again, it's just pushing out of you a certain energy that it needs to reflect into, so you can be in the new world that you're speaking of. The new inside world reflecting outwardly has to move some things out of the way that might be uncomfortable, that might be hard to swallow, that might be you losing friends, right? All of that stuff to create the new reality that you're claiming you are. Very, very important to understand. Copper Rose said, did I decode the Sandman? I did not decode the Sandman yet, and I completely forgot about it. That's crazy. But I can actually do it right now, because shit, I don't see myself, you know, and by next week it's gonna be really gone. I was like, I'm really not gonna feel it. But the Sandman was basic, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand he killed his son, right? Or he killed off his son, which is basically his son, Christ consciousness, right? Remember, his son was a head. So he killed off the aspect of his son. And he had to kill that aspect of his son to be reborn. Remember, death is not real. So they're showing you death and all of this stuff, right? In the aspect of transformation, becoming the new, right? Boom. So Dream, Morpheus been there for thousands and thousands of years in the fourth dimension, right? Which is his realm, in the third dimension, just going back and forth. That particular avatar, right? Him killing off his son finally was actually him setting himself free. You know what I mean? Because it's the Christ consciousness coming in and saying, okay, I don't have no, because again, in the fourth dimension, you can still move as a human with particular angst and ideas that you have this human vessel and stuff. Fourth dimension is essentially your dreams. So if you're not conscious transition, you can be stuck in a dream that's might be negative, that you thinking you're alive, but you're actually stuck in a robotic dream. You feel me? That's some trash shit. Okay, let me go to this scene, to this scene. Let me create this in the fourth dimension. Let me instantly, because now it's just like a dream, right? You go from scene to scene, right? It's inception. So now when you're here on the earth, you're more physical in nature, so you can't fly. Well, we can. I still believe we can. Like, there's some dreams that come out, I know I can fly. I just got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? It's just something in my head that just won't let me let it go. And shit, niggas will figure that shit out on this earth realm. Trust. I don't know if it's gonna be me, maybe my kids, somebody's gonna figure that shit out. But I feel it. It's just, you know, I don't know. Maybe we just been brain locked into not flying. Anyway, the point of it was Dream had transitioned and he became back to a melanated man, which is the real state he was always in. So now he's just starting anew with the endless. And the endless is just the aspects of the human urges that keep us stuck in a loop, or desire, misery, all of that stuff, right? So then you're kind of stuck in this constant loop. There was something that the God said, the new Dream and the white dude, that was the whole movie. When they met at his castle or something like that at the door. That was the whole movie. I think I wrote it down. Let me see. Cause yeah, that shit, it was good, and I had a good time watching. Good time watching it. The Sandman, I just forgot about it. See how fast this stuff goes? You forget quick. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Endless construct. Yeah, he said what he said. Oh, okay. I think Dream was defining all the endlesses in the opposite polarity. So what the polarity was in each one. Oh, the whole movie was this when the death, that last episode, death. That was it. You feel me? That was the whole thing. That was the same thing I just said. With the death, it's actually life. You feel me? So she became a human for a day, and then in her becoming this human for a day, she was, you know, you perceiving the joy, the adventure, right, that you're supposed to have on this thing. That's why they showed the guy wanting to suicide himself or whatever, right? But in the grand scheme of things, you're supposed to be having an adventure down here and moving how the wind blows and flowing and loving the experience instead of like making it so like people make it so hard. People are putting this idea of life's supposed to be hard, or really life's a sense. Like you see people transitioning all the time. They didn't live their life. Like look how big life Tupac had at 26 or 25 when he transitioned. Biggie, 24. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey Hussle, 33. Such a big, huge life at such a young age. They gone. And they memorized for being bold, for getting out there. You remember the dude in the last episode, he didn't want to go to the party. He didn't want to do anything. He was just a shell of himself. So that's the thing. You got to get out of your own way and try things. Because again, the problem is you feel like the hurt of trying things is a painful thing, but it's actually a lesson. And the lesson is something that you can put in your lexicon of your spirit that will help you grow more and more and more. You feel me? you just got to know that you're going to win regardless, right? Things happen fast, right? Some of y'all can get on YouTube tomorrow and be the shit in a year. I just haven't tried it, or y'all haven't stayed consistent enough. You feel me? You be the blink of an eye, boom, oh, right? But you just hesitant and you don't want to go through the hurdles or the pains of it because you feel like somebody's looking at you or somebody's judging you and stuff. So remember with Death, when she was living life, she was like, yeah, I'm about to go here. They kept on giving her money. No, you could get it for free, because again, the money is not real. It's an energy, and your energy is basically money. It's currency, right? So things are going to happen to where you will have the money to pay for the things, but that's the point. You are energetically in position to win. We just got to put our minds there heavier and heavier, more and more, so then we can have the heart for this thing, the childlike spirit, the adventure, the play, the laughter, the joy. You feel me? So that was a good movie. I'll definitely break it down. If I find the energy for it. I completely forgot about it, and that's crazy. Becoming supernatural. Yep, Joe Dispenza. Vibrations of the past is not the same as yours. Absolutely, Tammy. It's not. The past will be on another level. You feel me? A sister-in-law won't allow her body to stand up straight. She is so bent over that she needs a walker, and she's only 63 years old. Damn. Yeah, hey, head up, back straight. If y'all got to, go to the joint. You know, we got to take care of ourselves. Them Asians, they be doing all kind of exercises to heal their joints, to heal their alignments in their body. So we got to start putting ourselves in winning positions as well. You feel me? Let's keep it rolling, family. Let's keep it rolling. Let's see. All right.
I told you being delusional will change your life, but let me give you the real neuroscience behind this trend. I'm a skeptical guy, and I needed the scientific proof to really change my reality. People don't understand that manifestation is basically a computer code. Your brain runs on it. Most of you are using corrupted scripts. It's called the reticular activating system, RAS. It's the filter in your brain that decides what you notice, what you value, what you see as real. And for most people, it's been hijacked by trauma, scarcity, and failure loops. So when you wake up saying life's hard, money's tight, I'm not lucky, your brain says, got it, I'll go find proof. And then it does. It starts scanning the algorithm of your reality for all the ways you're not enough. When you start being positive, you are reprogramming the filter. You're telling your brain, this is what matters now. And your RAS starts building a new feed. It starts pulling in opportunities, ideas, chances that were always there, you just weren't wired to see them. That's the science behind lucky person syndrome. It's not fake optimism. It's neural warfare. It's hijacking the algorithm that's been sabotaging you and pointing it towards expansion. I wake up expecting evidence that I'm chosen, that I'm in a flow, that reality bends for me. And guess what? It does. Because belief isn't decorative, it's architecture. And once your system gets behind the new signal, you become dangerous. Be delusional. Be unreasonable. Be unshakable in your expectations, because your brain is listening and it builds the world that you tell it to expect. I told you
being delusional. RAS, yeah, my homegirl did a class. It's on the Patreon family, or the RAS in the Patreon. My homegirl Pacho, she did a fire class. It was like a 3-day course. Broke that shit all the way down, crazy, right? And that's real, because you know this evidence is the things that we're seeking in our own mind based off of the thoughts that we're programming ourselves with. So just like I said, I seen Coach Johnson at the grocery store. This nigga lived in Miami his whole life, came down to Houston, got married, and children and all of that stuff. I'm talking to him, blah blah blah. Boom. He said, "Yeah, I'm retiring. I'm gonna retire in 5 more years, and I'm gonna move back to Miami." Me and the wife just decided to move back to Miami. I'm sitting there, not even thinking about it. Just boom. I'm literally going to Miami this Thursday. Ain't seen this coach in over 15 years. I'm literally going to Miami this Thursday. I got in that car and started driving. as I'm driving. I said, wait a minute, what the fuck? I'm in the twilight zone, boy. Because we've been preparing for our trip. We've been getting more and more clothes and stuff, going shopping and shit. You feel me? Making sure the babysitter's right, everything good, right? Because we're going to be gone for a few days. So now, we want to understand that to the core, like what you are thinking on a daily basis, right? And you see the small cues of evidence that pop up. Boom. You got to grab that evidence and say, yep, that's for me. And not try to deny the synchronicity. Nigga try to deny the synchronicity, and it's a good synchronicity for them. You're living in an illusion. This is an illusionary world. You got to understand that this illusion is going to give you what you're feeding it. So your spirit is giving you literally what you're feeding it. And the more you grab on and catch these little evidences of, yes, that's for me. Yes, I'm winning. Yes, blah, 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 right? Cool. The more you'll start to form your world and start to have more opportunities come to you. And the more opportunities will never be something you know would happen. I didn't know I was going to sell supplements. I did not have any idea 5 years ago when I would, how long I've been on YouTube? 7 years now? But 7 years ago when I started YouTube, there's no thought in my mind that said I was going to sell supplements. You feel me? And here I am today making a living off of supplements. So what is that? You feel me? There's no way in the world that I knew I was going to sell Philip Cooper's books for a year. How? It's out of print. The book, The Magician, is out of print. But guess what? I just kept on seeing evidence of me becoming an entrepreneur, becoming successful, becoming free from a job, becoming boom, 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 boom. I just kept on feeling the evidence. And sure enough, here I am today. So understanding this illusion, you got to be able to play. You got to play with yourself. You feel me? Play with your mind. Play in the aspect of saying like, all right, bet. Hey, if this is just a programming making machine, then let me fight these urges, these demiurges, because that's all it really is, to circumvent the energy of lack, of less than, of woe is me, of struggle, of survival mode, and push. Because again, it's like, look, you're going to be fighting, right? And the demiurge is pushing back. So you're basically in a tug of war. You feel me? But again, once you push past it, the demiurge will say, all right, well, fuck it. This nigga is that nigga. It's trying to keep you the same old self. The ego, the demiurge, is trying to keep you the same old self. It's trying to keep them urges alive. These entities are real. They want to stay alive inside of you. Sorrow, depression, sadness. I can't. Those are entities. They want to stay alive, and they want to keep on creating the reality that they are comfortable with. You're just not going to kill them over a weekend. This thing going to take some years. It's going to take a year. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some effort. You've been programmed for 20, 30, 40 years of your life. Just understand it's not going to happen overnight. So you got to just keep on checking back in with yourself and running the play on beating that thing up. Meditation, 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 baby. Meditation. I get it. Y'all trying to run from it. Nigga, meditation every day. See, and stop listening to people. Nah, you don't need meditation. Don't listen to none of that. All these new science gurus and stuff are walking meditation. No, sit your ass down and close your eyes. You're trying to make this thing complicated, boy. Y'all fucking yourself up by just not staying consistent enough. Sit down, close your eyes, get into self. Everybody should have 30 minutes to an hour for themselves every day, for a fact. And if you don't, start creating the mind of that. Like, I do have it. I have more than that, right? And keep on saying that to yourself until it becomes a reality. Yes, sir, family. I love and appreciate y'all, man. I love and appreciate y'all. Tomorrow, be on the lookout for Weapons Decoded, Explained, Review. This ain't the weapons y'all think it is, right? I'll just give y'all a hint right now. You are the weapon. You are the weapon. Y'all know what it is, family. Peace to the gods.